If you require medical devices, please report to medical for short-term cryostasis. For those who would like sedatives, they are being passed out now. In the meantime, please refrain from spacewalking or looking through walls.
Guess it's about that time for them to bone down, and I open my potato chips.
You witness a very mood-lit... What is it called when like an earthquake is going to come?
The tremors?
Like the pre-tremors, or there's something like that.
My orders are to murder these guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose I'm watching this happen. Go down. Okay, so while they're banging, I'm gonna do ye old both feet kick through the fucking wall.
Ooh, cool.
Bam, and try to make sure that plate, if it's no gravity now, hits one of them in the head.
Oh.
I'd like to try to see if I can do
Typical
that.
horror
This is going to be a face adversity. I think it's metal.
0G too.
Yeah.
Big.
Oh, damn, this is a dope-ass scene.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Here's what happens because it's cool as fuck. You do this. You bunch yourself as small as you can in this ventilation shaft, and unspringing like a boom, like one of those. What are those? Like I had one that was like Goofy and like Mickey Mouse, and you would put together.
Yeah.
They're just like the little suction ones.
cups.
You unfurl more like a cobra,
Yeah.
and you slam your steel-toed boots directly through the metal grate, and it goes spinning in 0G directly down. I think it clips Dirk on the forehead, take a minor injury.
Okay.
And the instant retaliation from Lala is something to behold, because she instantly takes up the lamp that was magnetically clamped to the bedside table and hurls it in your direction, and you take a minor injury.
Thank you, Joe.
Nice reflex.
Instantly, this is followed by 3 pistol shots. The spaceship safe beanbag pistol that Durt always carries on him as they sail past your head.
Oh shit.
What do you do?
Well, he just fired like a manual weapon.
It's something that would not breach through or even damage the hull of a ship.
Would my bone saw thing launcher be considered a mechanical instrument, like a?
I think it's compressed air.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I take a shot at his head.
That's gonna be an open fire.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, that's a mixed success. You can duel your damage with either your shotgun or your pistols. I think it's the one in your hand and you're naked, so I'm gonna say it's gonna probably be this one for right now.
Oh god,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
naked!
Oh, he's super naked right now.
Super naked!
Also,
Really
probably
good.
bleeding from the head.
Yeah.
What do you want to do to fire back, or in what way do we complicate his attack?
Yeah, I think that if Durt can, he wants to push off a wall or bed or whatever thing, and just as he's flying toward Fajitski, just take shots with a pistol. But Dirk's a big dude, and he wants to get up close and personal. If he's gonna, he doesn't want this guy to have range on him.
This is gonna do 2 things.
Okay.
Give me a roll plus physique,
Okay.
which I think I gave you a plus.
Dang, Durt ain't doing it. That's a 6.
There's just it's rough. I actually wrote on your character sheet that you are not
Clumsy in
accustomed
space, yeah.
to 0 gravity. Low gravity, sometimes, sure. You grew up on Earth, or probably similar to that.
Yeah.
It's not great. I think what happens is you're not able to deal damage, but you do get up close and personal, and though this launching of compressed air, the bone saw that fires outwards, actually grazes directly into the spot that hit you before with the air grate, and you are now bleeding profusely. Take a severe injury.
Okay.
What is the reaction from Lala and Durt? Is there time for plan? I think it's just
I think it's just reacting.
Yeah, it's just-
they're like, what the?
it's just fucking and then fighting.
Yeah.
There's no time for anything else.
No.
Yeah.
Lala, you get a second.
Can I throw it back like a frisbee? The door?
Yeah, give me,
Okay.
that's gonna be a roll plus, I think,
Wait a second, because my
metal?
chaos, does this count?
I think this is the move, Born to Chaos. I knew you were
Oh
going to
my
choose
God.
this.
Yeah.
Could you read that for me?
Amazing. So, in the instant after disaster, terrifying event, or similar, your next move gets an automatic +3 bonus.
Yeah.
And it did scare me because we're in the dark.
Yeah. So this is going to be just a roll +3.
Can I try to use him as a meat shield or that?
A meat
We'll see.
shield.
We'll see how well
Come
it does.
There's a
on.
lot of meat there.
13.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Lala.
It's popping off. I love these
It's
characters. I don't want them to
about to
die.
I know. Did you think they were going to be lovable?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I like this dynamic.
is really
this group
cool.
dynamic seems very interesting.
Good old
It is like a horror movie because every time there's a clue left behind, it can't be noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with you, Cash.
Yeah, I love
it's very
everything that
cool.
Fajitski's doing in this.
Yeah,
I'm
Yes,
loving
yes.
Fajitski rules.
I should have got you both separated though before I tried to make an attack. I didn't think about that.
I mean, we were pretty fucking vulnerable.
yeah.
You just hurled yourself at them, which was badass.
I mean, the
The
image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The image.
Yeah.
So good.
Like them just boning the doof.
The image of you getting ready and poof, springing out.
A naked man flying towards you, just taking pot shots with like one eye twitching like crazy.
Yeah.
It's popping off in the world.
Lala's like a monster. When she is having some good love, you don't mess with it.
No, don't touch the bear.
Don't touch the bear. Don't poke
Unless
it.
the bear lets you
Unless
touch
she
the
wants
bear.
to poke her.
13.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I think what happens is with this perfect success, you instantly there's no more penetration, right?
No, I mean, like, no.
We are out.
You're out.
Yeah.
Disengaged,
Definitely.
and because, like, well, now I
Good to
am
know.
all up on Fajitski.
That's right. That's right. Screaming bloody naked man. I don't know if you're screaming.
Yeah. Oh, he's screaming like his braided goatee is just like floating. He's
It's-
got one eye twitching.
It's really bad.
You guys are disgusting.
It's really, see, this is why I love the throwaway characters because it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, man. What if I fucking die?
What if I just fucking what if he's just scarred as shit and he's got one fucking really twitchy ass eye and he just smells like he's a chimney?
Yeah, I don't think we were even at penetration yet. I think we were
Yeah.
at the foreplay of like just wiggling her
For the
like
fan art,
fat.
let's say.
It was the entr'acte.
Yeah, like she was like doing some kind of dance like over his body.
There's the prologue.
Yeah,
So-
it was definitely a prologue.
To make a long story short, you were throwing this frisbee-like grape, and I think you give him an exact mirror of what he gave to Durt with that. And with that, I actually think the force of it also sends you guys spinning over towards and smashing into the door control panel, which does nothing because the electricity's off. Take another minor injury, which bumps up to a major. Fajitski, what do you do?
I'm going to try and, since he's still the immediate threat and has the gun, I'm going to take the... Since Fajitski's got that little metal thing at the end of his wrist, try to get his throat, get his jugular.
Yeah, that's right. Give me... This is going to be a close quarters. Yeah.
Which that's physique,
Launch
right?
assault plus physique.
7.
No, you do it.
Barely.
I think
Ooh.
it's awful. Because there's already blood and stuff in 0G. And what happens is when the jugular is slashed, the pressure of the blood in your veins continues to pump it out. And in 0G, that's a fountain. It's so bad and so it's everywhere. And you are, for all intents and purposes, dead.
You dead.
Yeah.
You are,
Jesus.
if there's still any life in there, it is not able to do much more than to
You're
just try to
canceled.
hold. You've been canceled.
You've been canceled.
My Durt! That's just what I
Like
know.
with as he's just bleeding out, he's just like last action, just like weakly grasping for Fajitski's throat.
I think for effect, it is weekly.
Yeah. It's like it's super weak. Like
I
it
smack
is-
his hands out of my face.
And
Quick question: Can we see this? Like,
now it is nightmare. Now there is no seeing anything but.
plus my threat.
That is pretty horrific. I think it's absolutely horrific. Where were you keeping that gun, by the way? Never mind. You were naked.
Butt cheeks.
Oh shit.
Sure, just strap. Always be
Always
strapped.
Always strapped.
Stay strapped.
Always.
I cannot even.
Never take the
If I
holster
can,
off.
But
I'm yoinking that butt holster. I'm taking that pistol. I'm
You're yoinking it.
I'm
I am
no,
yoinking
wait.
that
If it's still, oh no, I suppose it's not in this holster since you
I
fired
mean, but it was in my hand.
It was in his
like
hand.
It's floating next to you now.
I want to use his hand.
Oh my god.
Badass.
That's so fucking cool. I have to allow it, but it's not an open fire. It's a launch assault.
Okay.
Badass.
You cut his hand off?
No,
No.
I'm using his hand. 6, 7, 8, 9.
His finger is still on the trigger,
Yeah.
and a bunch of beanbag bullets, non-lethal, begin to slam into your body, your head. You are knocked, not unconscious, but just absolutely dazed, though you were launching forwards. And now with this lack of coordination, with the being hit, with the mauve lighting that is all you have, with the horror, truly the horror, the visual horror of the blood like a curtain spilling out and rotating in little globes at the edge of the room. What do you do?
I just guess I'm gonna just propel myself and just choke him.
Give me a physique roll.
Because I don't have any weapons, right?
No.
Yeah, okay.
He struck at the worst possible
Now,
time.
with this 9,
Oh, yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
she is not going down without a fight.
I think you get a death grip. One arm around his neck and one arm on the hand that holds
Yeah.
the gun.
Can I be trying to, like, pin him to the wall so I can get, like, a better, like...
Unfortunately, there's no gravity.
Oh, yeah.
So you're spinning,
Oh, great.
and now you're both covered in blood.
Oh my
The Coriolis
gosh.
effect.
Horrifying.
We're having.
Voldemort and Harry Potter style.
I'm just, like,
So
spinning.
both of her arms are active on me right
Yes.
now. Okay.
What do you do as you are restrained in this way? Where and
Well,
she's-
so her head's
black is beginning to come in at the edge of your
Her
vision.
head-
as she is
her
constricted.
head's right over here.
Yeah.
Just this and bam, try to like knock this into her the next side
Oh,
of her neck.
the arm
Yeah,
blade.
the blade.
The most bonkers thing I've ever heard
my
of.
God.
This is a physique roll.
Lala, come on, stay
Your
strong,
hand just
baby.
wheels
For
around
8,
your
9.
head.
Rip.
I think.
I'm rolling like fire.
This
Jeez.
is
I
an
think-
incredible fight.
I
Oh.
think you slice her, and more blood begins to pool into the room, and she refuses to let go. And
Not going down without
the
a fight.
black
God.
crate creeps in at the edges of your vision. You're spinning. You, I think, hit your head against the bulkhead at one point. Not enough to do damage. There's blood in your eyes. It's in your nose and in your mouth. There's nothing. There's no gravity to take it down. There's no ventilation to bring it out.
I want to try to find this one on my left hand. Try to find its purchase where her arm is, and just like touch it there, and then push in and try to.
I think you finally, after what seems like an eternity, feel those muscles in that arm begin to slack.
Oh God.
You are alone.
Oh my god.
With 0G blood everywhere.
Everywhere.
Jesus
So
Christ.
What are you doing, Percy?
It's coming for
Jesus H Christ.
like, I think there's a part where she hears some of it. It's just like, Kaiser, it's weird stuff, right? And then,
These guys are in just
Echoing up
weird
through the
stuff.
ventilation shaft.
yeah. I'm like, sheesh, they're really going for it today. And then,
Oh my God.
and then I think they just maybe if I do hear a blood curdling scream or anything.
I think there are screams, and I think. Did you say you were listening? You can't listen to anything because you don't have electricity. You were eating sour cream and onion chips.
I was eating salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar chips.
Thank
the
you.
superior option.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hello, cooked.
And I,
Oh, God.
I think you're amusing yourself in some
I
way.
play chess with myself.
And two things happen. A single drop of blood has made its way through the ventilation shaft and lands on the chip that you just picked up. And you hear from outside, knock, knock, knock. Percy, lock your door.
Grash, what's happening? I start knocking, and I'm little, so I can't get the door open that easily.
I think also in 0G it's very difficult.
Grash, wait, no, don't
I think,
leave me, Grash. What's
think-
going on?
I think you open it up just a little bit and you see him and he looks through you. He says, Percy, I can't see you right now.
Grash, are you okay? Here, take my dice. You can see those, right?
I think he feels them and he's he says, Percy, I can't see anything very close, but I have to go take care of an intruder. Please lock your door. Please lock your door. There's people in the hold.
I'll come with you.
Somebody has to fly this ship. You and Alcor need to fly the ship and make sure people get out of here.
Okay, I'll stay, but just yell if you need me, okay? I'll be right there.
I think he looks just slightly off from your face and tries to make a reassuring look. He just can't focus on you. It's as though
Okay.
you're invisible to him.
Percy's very scared.
He's like, I'll shout for you. Don't worry.
Okay,
Don't worry. It'll be fine.
okay.
It'll be fine.
I start to back up into my chair.
He's like,
And put my,
Mhm.
get ready for anything.
I think he
Start sharpening a butter knife.
I think he pats his pockets and it brings out a glow stick and cracks it over
Okay.
a chemical glow stick. Hands you one, cracks one for
Okay.
himself, and pulls out a mean-looking pistol. It's like I have to speak to Alcor.
Do you have another one of those?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, it's okay. I'll make something really quick.
Great. And he sort of nods and fumbles for the door that he can't see and slams it shut, and you hear a lock. And he knocks and says, "Make sure you lock from your side too."
Okay.
I don't know how he got in.
I knew there was a rope. So how did the doors work?
It's manual. You literally have to pry them open in times of no electricity. I think
So there's 2 locks. So even if I open my side now, I can't open the side he locked.
you could disengage it. That lock is more like in case, more like a safety stop, right?
Percy, depending on how this shakes down, so it might not work out. But I think Percy waits maybe 1 or 2 minutes and then reopens the door just a crack. Yeah.
Are you gonna do anything or just keep an eye?
Just in case I need to go get Grash. That's just this thing's so heavy and loud, just like a crack.
I think you see him stumble down the hallway, not stumbling, but like pulling himself, and he stops for a second, shakes his head, looks up, holds the glow stick, and begins to float with more purpose. Now actually seeing things.
Okay, and now I wanna track where the blood's coming from.
The ventilation.
Okay, great, cool.
Now that you can tell,
I
there's
just
a
keep
little...
looking at that and cool.
What is your plan?
God, it's dark. I'm gonna go back down to the cargo hold. And what was the name of the girl that he saved?
Bonnie.
I'm gonna take Bonnie's sleepy Bonnie. She's asleep, right?
So you head down to the cargo.
Oh, Bonnie's messed up.
You head down to the cargo hold, and it's almost more than one person can do to stand, and I think there's foot straps and hand straps everywhere, and you have to stand and manually crack open the cargo bay door just a bit. And inside is, again, this mauve lighting, much less, because why would you need to light, ore? And you see the many people sprawled out. Most of them are completely asleep. Several of them are sort of fitful and yawning or muttering to themselves as they have been strapped into their sleeping cocoons. And the one person that is not is Bonnie, floating, her hair splayed out all around her in front of the porthole that you yourself were looking at. I don't think she even turns around when you come in.
I go over to Bonnie and I put the blade next to her. I say, "Come with me. I'm not gonna hurt you. You gotta be fine. Just come with me."
Are you with the man outside?
What man outside?
And she points.
I look out the window.
You see the beautiful interior, multicolored ribbon of the rails.
I don't like that.
There ain't shit out there. Stop looking at fucking walls and shit. Come with me. Come with me.
I think she completely obeys. I don't think she's worried. I don't think she's scared despite the threat.
Yeah.
And she just sort of, as though in a dream, still looking over her shoulder out at the porthole, and the light streaming through it as you lead her out of the cargo bay.
I'm gonna whisper now. I'm gonna be like, "Now, Bonnie, I'm not gonna hurt you, okay? Nothing's bad gonna happen. I'm just gonna make sure that this other guy's not gonna hurt me. You cool play along? I'm a government official, and these guys are doing odd shit, so I flash my badge or some shit.
Yeah?
Okay? I'm gonna put this little blade on your neck, and you're gonna I'm a hostage, and all that stuff. Make sense?
You're a very sad man.
Oh, yes. Come with me.
What's wrong?
What do you mean, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
I gotta kill this man.
Okay.
I gotta kill this man. It's part of my contract. You know what a contract is?
Mom was a minor.
They sign many contracts. Especially ones that prohibit them from suing people for the black lung. So, you understand what a contract is, right? Mm-hmm. You follow a contract. You stick with it, right? Until, it starts to go against your moral compass. But at this point, I'm doing what I gotta do.
A drop of blood is just circling around your eye, and she very delicately wipes it away and holds your hand.
I'm doing what I gotta do.
Hello, friends. Jonah here to say thank you for listening to this latest episode of Manifest. If you're a fan of the Quest Company, please do us a favor and go to our page on the Apple Podcasts app or wherever you listen to your podcasts and leave us a rating and review. It is a massive help to us, and we read every review that comes in. Big thank yous to Princess Anna of Arendelle and Jacob, our most recent reviewers. We are so grateful for your kind words and for you taking the time to share your thoughts about the show. Seriously, such a small action that goes such a long way. Thank you. And if you really love what we do here at the Quest Company and you want to take the next step in supporting us, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. You can help us with necessary expenses that come with creating all of this content and help us continue to improve the quality of the show. We have multiple patron tiers available and every little bit helps. If you want to give us that support, you can do so at patreon.com/questcompanypodcast. We also have a link to the Patreon on our website, questcompanypodcast.com. If you'd like to contact us, you can do so directly through the Connect page on our website or by finding us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at The Quest Company. You can also come hang out with us in our Discord. Links to the Discord and Patreon are in those aforementioned places. Also, humongous thank yous to our newest patrons, Tiny Tim and Gigi. Your support seriously means the world to us and is a huge help as we continue working to make this podcast the best it can be. You all are rock stars. In related news, these latest additions to our Patreon family bring us even closer to our next goal of weekly Quest Company Junior episodes. So if you've been keeping up with Postcards from Pearl and you're craving more Pokemon goodness, you can help us get to that next level and get more of that tasty content that you crave. I'd like to thank Mr. Joe Leitess for running the game and editing this episode, as well as the other artists whose work is featured in it. Thank you to Joseph Cash for the song So Long Snace Cowboy, the Manifest theme. Thank you to Waylon Thornton and the Heavy Hands for their songs Human Razor, Fell in a Tomb, and Old Black Shuck. Thank you to Lee Rosevere and Daniel Birch for the song A Monster. Thank you to Kai Engel for the song Dark Alleys. Thank you to Hainbach for the songs They Can Feel You and Stalker. And thank you to tabletopaudio.com for providing the ambient sounds. Additional sound design by Hunter4708, Raille, and Frazzle. That's all for me, so let's resume the bloodshed. Thank you for listening to Manifest here at the Quest Company.
Alcor, the ventilation has been leaking blood. I think that the diffusion, natural air pressure, and currents within the ship, what was a huge cascading fountain of blood, is beginning to spread through the ventilation outward. And you, much like Percy, have found the condensation almost like frost on a window pane.
Oh God. Does my comm on my suit work with no electricity? So I don't have any way to get a hold of Grash or anybody else, and I can't hear any of them. Okay,
sucks.
so I am going to put the ship on autopilot.
What's it like when you're a pilot in the rails? Because I think you have to do very little.
Yeah, it's essentially like going through a car wash.
It's like aiming.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right. So just making sure that the steering wheel or whatever it is, the steering console.
You manually strap it in place.
Yeah. To make sure that nothing's sliders are gonna get out of place or anything, put it on lock.
And you click out of your harness,
Yeah.
and what do you do?
I pry the door open and try to go find my weapons.
Nice.
You make your way down to the weapons locker.
Yes.
At some point, through some minor jostle or correction that you've done with the ship, you see pistols and bullets floating out of the top. There's a hole in the top of the locker, and the unsecured pistols are floating up out.
Okay. So are there knives in there too?
Forgive me, did you choose a knife?
Yes.
It's your concealed one?
Yes.
You have it.
Okay. Great. I pat my knives, make sure I still have them, and then I go try to find the source of... Actually, no, I go to where Grash was last seen.
I think you check by the captain's chair.
Okay.
Which is no more than another cubicle with a bunch of readouts for the various things that a ship can do. All of them are done.
Okay.
They're out. No electricity.
Okay.
He's not there.
Okay.
You begin to float down the central corridor.
Yeah.
How are you moving?
I move pretty well under 0G because I've adapted. So I'm floating pretty diligently with purpose.
Straight
towards
on
where the blood source is.
Straight on through.
Yes.
The more and more of the ventilation outputs, congregations of little red globules lead directly to Lala's bunk.
Can I try to pry the door open?
Did you guys lock the door before you went to Bone Town?
Like, I think it's just shut. I don't think
Yeah, I don't think
because
it's locked.
no, we didn't think that anybody would be.
Coming in.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
Opening the door.
You open the door and you see a horror.
Grash!
It echoes across the metal of the ship.
Do I hear that?
I think this is maybe when you were finding
Okay, cool.
Bonnie.
Bonnie, yeah.
And I think after a second you hear a whisper, and Grash is off to the side in an alcove. And he says, "What are you doing out here? Get back to your station.
Grash, what's going on?
There's an intruder, and they've done something horrible.
Who is this intruder? What is...
I
What are you doing? Do you need help?
It's the doctor. The doctor. From Ishmael. The doctor. Did you have Did you have a secret name or anything like
Nom de
that?
plume.
Nom de plume. Did you have a pseudonym?
No one knows his name. I don't know.
I think you were in cover, so either you had a fake name or you were William Stoisburger Fajitski, doctor.
Just say Bill Evans. Just
Dr.
as a-
Bill.
yeah.
Dr. Bill Evans.
Bill?
It's Evans, yes.
What is he doing? He did this?
Yes, I saw him.
Well, we have to find him.
I have to find him. You have to pilot the ship so the 19 civilians in our hold don't die.
I've got that under control, and I'm not leaving you alone.
Fine. And you guys set off down towards the ventilation shaft. It's not long before the glow sticks come up on the horizon, and you can see, before they turn a corner, where they are about to turn the corner. Dr. William Stoisburger Fajitski, you and your captive, quote-unquote, are standing in the middle of a long, relatively poorly lit by the chemical tape hallway that leads between engineering and the bridge.
Let's see, I know they're coming my way. Do I have a moment to get out of the way so they can't see me?
I think so.
Okay.
This is going to be a face adversity plus, I think, metal. Because you're not only trying to get yourself, you're trying to get her.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, 4.
There it is.
I think you do get out of the way. And within a second of them turning the corner, Grash, without a word, dives forward, pushing off of the hull wall, and slams forward down the hallway, shooting at you as he can. Before he could even visually see you around the corner, he knew you were there and begins to open fire. And he calls for Alcor, "Take cover!"
I scream, I would stop that if I were you. And then, isn't that right, Bonnie?
Yes.
He should stop firing his pistol, shouldn't he?
Yes, it's a contract.
Yeah.
I've made a contract.
Yeah, shut up.
And
Oh, God.
Grash holds, he's actually passed at very quick speeds down past where you have gone, and you cannot see him currently. He's concealed in some way. Alcor, what do you do?
I say, Grash, he's got Bonnie, and I go towards, where's Grash, you said?
So you are now separated by Fajitski. Fajitski
Okay.
is in the center of the corridor, you are at the top, and Grash is at the bottom.
I am going to head towards them, Fajitski and Bonnie, try to take one of my throwing knives and throw it at...
I'm holding it in front of me as a meat shield.
I think you have a split second where you whirl into place, agile as you are in 0G. You actually get your left foot in a foothold, rear back to hurl a throwing knife, and you see the placid face of Bonnie and what could only be a demon, covered in blood.
Holy
Just
shit.
two eyes
God.
peering out.
I'm screaming.
Bonnie's hair splays in the 0G. What do you do?
I say, Bonnie, come with me. Bonnie, come to me. This is a bad man, Bonnie.
Bonnie, what did I just tell you? What did I just tell you?
I don't think she moves. I think she actually just turns her head and looks at the bulkhead. Or rather, looks through the bulkhead.
She is out of it.
Bonnie, Bonnie, look at me. Bonnie, can you see me? Can you see me, Bonnie?
If she's standing there, I'm gonna take my bone saw in my left hand and try to blink it at her.
This is called Love is a Battlefield.
What is that?
When essential PCs clash, both of them roll plus the appropriate stat and the higher one wins. This is metal versus metal.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll. Both of you.
You can do it, Delaney.
2d6
Come on,
plus
Delaney.
metal.
Keep this alive.
7.
6.
Ah!
This is a collaborative move. The winner chooses 2 of the following. Break something relatively unessential, or perhaps essential if you really must. Leave a mark on a car, a nose, a face. It must be okayed by the loser, and the loser can tell you like what it might be. I want a cool scar on my jaw. That's what I want that to happen. Or learn something new about the other character. Ask them what this information is and how you get it. 2 of those 3.
Can I I'm throwing my knife at him. Hopefully, like face area. And also, can the break something be his gun? Or taking it, confiscating it?
I think you could knock it out of his hands.
Okay.
Are you trying to leave a mark and break something?
Yes.
What is the mark? Where is it? Broken nose, scar. What do you want for your cool ass character?
Yeah. Let's see. Do you want to know how I got these scars?
Are we retconning an eye patch?
No. Maybe like one of those, just like the top of the side of the eyebrow, you know, where just kind of a scar, like later once it's healed, like through the top of the scar, and then maybe it like really kind of digs deep into the top of my skull, like right.
Once it's actually in the hairline is when you like really found it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now that we've done that, you get to choose one of the above as well.
For her?
Yeah. She got to choose 2. You get to choose 1.
Can you repeat those? That was yeah.
Break something. Leave a mark. Learn something new about the other character. We get to ask them what this information is and how you get it.
I'm gonna go for break something. Cool. And I'm gonna take break something for 400. And can I break her knife like belt?
How do you do it? Do you leap forward and rip it and throw it scattering down the hallway, or what?
I dig that.
Yeah,
Just kind of rip it off in a place where she can't immediately get to it.
Bless you.
Bless you. Even more blood fills as this head wound, which bleeds a lot and often, begins to spray out almost like a sprinkler. You dinged him real good. You take another minor injury, which is bumping it up even more.
So I've had a minor. I've had 3 minors.
Yeah, so minor, major, severe.
I have minor and a major and a severe.
Yes, it's bad. You're probably not feeling great. And what happens is he disarms you. He throws all of your knives, and they not only are they in the pouch, they have, once they hit the bulkhead, they unstrap themselves and glinter off into down the hallway where Grashin was, and you are disarmed.
Did his gun get knocked out of his hand as well?
Yeah, it went the opposite way.
And he's let go of Bonnie?
I think so. I think you had to in order to surge forward.
So I grab Bonnie and kind of get her aggressively out of the way.
Okay. This is going to be an act under pressure.
Okay. Plus.
Oh, sorry. It's face adversity. It's monster of the week. Yeah, sorry.
And then is that plus anything?
Yeah, it's going to be plus your metal.
Nice. Okay, 7.
7. I think this is the cost I'm going to impose. You have to leave the field of battle to do this. Because she is not cooperating. She's pliant. You can like lift her arm and pull her this way and she'll go with you. But she will not follow an order. She's transfixed by whatever or perhaps whoever she is looking at outside the bulkhead. And if you do this, it will take you will have to take her somewhere safe. You can't just say, go, run. It will take you away from
Grash.
Grash.
Grash! I have to go. You should come with me. Let's just lock him in here, okay? Can we just lock him in here? We'll go take him somewhere.
Yes. Good plan. Get her behind some thick doors, and you begin to hear a strange whistling noise as you take Bonnie down the cargo hall. Grash floats directly down the center of this hallway. And he, again, sort of looking at something in the distance and looking off at the bulkhead, he sketches almost with his hand. He tries to grab something in the air, and with a noise like many screaming voices, he summons something out of the air itself. It is a living thing. It pulsates and moves within his hands. And he doesn't seem to know exactly how to work it or where to aim it, and he instantly brings it up to his shoulder without even thinking, like a soldier, and fires. And the noise that this strange protuberance makes is as though the souls of the damned are screaming right past you. What do you do, Fajitski, as this narrowly misses you and heads off and slams into the bulkhead? If there were alarms in space when there's no electricity, they'd be going off, because now we're having the hiss of decompression.
Ooh, shit. Fuck, man. Let's see. What are the problems? Like, if I have a electronic thing and I use it, do I know what happens to it?
I don't think anybody in perhaps 100 years has done it.
Okay. So
This has been a while since the rails popped off.
Okay, cool.
Feel free.
It ain't gonna do much. Hey, yo, I actually am. I'm gonna try to. So he's shot through the walls, right?
Yeah, I think he snaps it up like a soldier, aims and fires, and it misses you by a split second, and it digs in through the walls, through the bulkhead, and you assume out of the ship from the hissing air.
I'm gonna try to lunge forward so I'm in the same hall as he is, and I'm gonna take my laser pen and try to blind him a little bit in his eyes.
Launch assault plus physique.
Okay. Ooh, 6.
I think you miss. I think you dodge forward, and in this moment of extremis, you pull out as a reflex, this weapon, and you click it, and the battery turns on, and the ship instantly shudders.
Oh, shit.
You do not hit him. The ship shudders, which is a hard thing to do when there's no space. You are thrown into the bulkhead and knocked momentarily stunned. And Grash screams. He clutches one handhold on the wall and begins to look off, just in complete fear, directly through the bulkhead on the opposite side from where the thing breached the ship's hull, and cowers. He holds his hand up, and with a scream, he shields his eyes with his own arm, pulls out a knife, and blindly rushes at you, not even trying not to see anything, just blindly flying through 0G to try to kill you.
So I'm still a little bit disoriented too, right, from being knocked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to back up and let him exhaust himself a little bit.
I think you can do that.
Okay.
By not engaging and him not being able to see, he can't hit you, and you are able to sit back and regroup.
And he's still slashing.
He's got one hand on this strange summoned, living, breaching weapon. And with the other hand, he's just barreling around, slamming into bulkheads, screaming and trying to get you. All composure, all training is gone.
I wait for the moment for him to flail one of his arms and just put my blade out where his arm is going. Mm-hmm. So he just hits his arm against the blade.
I don't think we need to go into the exact details of Grasham's death.
Yeah.
There he goes.
I don't think we need to go into the exact details of how you found whatever it was that he summoned. But something changed in the rails that day. Alcor vanished without a trace. Even if you were attempting to look for him, when you got out of the rails and electricity was back on with the alarms and klaxons blaring, Percy, what are you doing?
Okay, with all the noise, just continual anxiety building up, and Percy looks for a weapon, finds a butter knife, starts practicing, and then I think when the big bang happens, how much longer do I know how much longer railway space we have?
You're coming up on the end of it.
Oh no! Oh no! Can I start opening the door?
Okay.
And to go see Alcor.
And by the time you've gotten to the cubicle, you are even closer to the exit point and see, have you gone back to that area?
No.
Let's keep it unclear where you are, because that's one of your skills.
Yeah.
And you see that it has been physically rigged so that even if the pilot has stepped away, there would not be an immediate issue.
I think I sit in the pilot's chair and just wait and worry. Oh gosh, but I do take my dice. And then my fuzzy dice are around my neck.
And we're back in real space. And the alarms are blaring, and the oxygen levels are low, and the nitrogen lines have been cut by something breaking through the hull itself, perhaps a micrometeorite. How could that be possible in the rails? Nobody knows. We don't know exactly how Fajitski escapes, where Alcor was, what happens to Percy in the immediate aftermath. But we do know. What do we know? Bonnie and Alcor hide in some small space. Bonnie looks at you, Alcor, and says, "Oh, they got our eyes on us now."
Who does, Bonnie?
The man and the woman. All of them.
Systems power restored. Decompression detected. Bulkhead sealing. Hull maintenance recommended.
Report in. Grash. Lala. Report in, please. Alcor. Oh gosh. Please. Somebody just report in.
Hands up, kid. Don't you fucking dare. Don't move. I swear to God, I've killed like fucking 50 of you already today.
Please, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Wait. Take the colonists. Take Grash, Alcor. I know how to get into their stations. Take them all. I'll do whatever you want. Just please, don't take me.
Anything, huh? You know how to fly this fucking thing?